What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Halo's Kitchen. It's Chef A here, and today I'm going to be making some strawberry crunch cupcakes. So yeah, this is going to be one of those videos. In case you're new to my channel, this is one of those videos where I make a dessert and pretty much I just like talk about things that's like been on my mind or whatever. Any topics. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about the biggest lessons that I learned in 2021 this year. So yeah, I'm going to insert all of the subtitles and the full recipe. It's also going to be in the description below, as well as all of my social media. So yeah, make sure you check that out. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So yeah, I would have to say that the first, biggest lesson that I learned was you need to have discipline over motivation. Like if we're being realistic, nobody's going to wake up every single day feeling fully motivated to just, get up, get to work, this, that, and the third. Like, I feel like what that took really was disciplining yourself to do these certain things to get you to where you want to go in the end. Like, I started reading this book this year. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I believe. And yeah, it just pretty much taught me that I just need to really remind myself every single day, like, how tired are you? How bad do you want this? It's like, I know my goals. I know how bad I want them. But, like, being realistic, just with the way that life works, all the setbacks and stuff, I'm not going to feel completely motivated to do these same things every single day, to keep going, especially since, the timing's out of my control. I don't have control over when I'm going to make it for real. All I can do is really put in that work and effort. And yeah, it's like I know that it's easier said than done, which is why I really had to put myself on a set schedule. Like, really deep down inside, I'm more like a spontaneous type of person. Whatever comes at me is whatever. Like, as far as with life, I just like to live life on the fly, like not knowing what's going to really happen. But I had to learn that, it just can't be like that when you're trying to reach certain goals and get to a certain place. So I really needed to make a whole schedule for myself, get more organized, and that's when things really started to change for me. As far as like, not really depending on motivation, getting that disciplinary mindset. Now, of course, mental health it's really like a big priority as well. And, that's why I choose to like have a day picked out for me to where I focus just strictly on my mental health. It's like my mental health day, the day that I give myself out the week to really just relax, so I don't get too overwhelmed, because I know how it can get. So yeah, then that leads me into my next biggest lesson that I learned this year, which is that I need to choose growth and goals over relationships. And yeah, this was a tough one to catch on to, but yeah, it's like the type of person that I am, and I'm sure like a lot of females really, or maybe males too as well, but I know I can speak for myself and a lot of females when I say that relationships, especially like I guess romantic relationships, they can really like kind of get in the way with your focus when it comes to like, getting to where you want to be for real. It's like relationships can be stressful, especially at this young age. Like, I'm 20 years old. I know I don't need a relationship, especially with how this generation is. And it's like this generation, especially for, those that are kind of like me, we're all like in this process of unlearning toxic habits and just healing all our traumas and stuff like that. And it's like, we need to focus on that, focus on healing all that, as well as like getting to where we want to be in life for real, before we worry about getting romantically involved with somebody else. Because what really is that going to do for my future in the end? It's, a lot of these people that people choose to like be with in relationships, they bring them no benefits. They literally bring them nothing but stress and sex. That's literally it in the end. So it's like, what do you really need this for? You need to focus on, you growing and stuff, and just let that type of stuff find you, And sometimes, those people that like are sent into our lives, trying to pursue something romantic with us, are literally sent here as a test or whatever, or just some sort of guidance to really just lead you onto the correct path, to be honest. So yeah, and then the next biggest lesson that I learned was to never base or compare my journey to those people that are around me, or just like in general. We all know that famous quote, comparison is the thief of all joy. Yeah, that's facts. But yeah, this just really came to me because I just remember some days I would just be sitting here questioning, like, am I really doing the right thing? Because, I'm over here, I'm trying to do my own thing, build my own business. Whereas, like, everybody else around me, like, sure, they'll eventually want to do their own thing. But it's like everybody else is just so focused on working for somebody else, working this 9 to 5. They have this, like, 9 to 5 mindset right now. Whereas, I'm trying to, like, do a lot more than that. And, sometimes I just think, like, especially when I'm not really getting the results that I want, it just makes me think, should I just, like, do I need to, work a 9 to 5 myself? Just, like, take a break from this, chill out, and just, like, come back to it or whatever. But no, I don't need to do that. I just need to keep on going and learn some freaking patience. So, yeah. Wherever the person is next to you, or whoever you're looking at on social media, that has nothing to do with you. In the end, you're here for different purposes, different reasons. So, yeah. Just don't worry about that. And that leads me into my next biggest lesson, which is that life only gets harder, but you gotta get stronger. We're all the Janae Aiko fans that comment down below. But yeah, pretty much like every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's like an opportunity to grow and eventually receive better for yourself. I know we've all had that feeling like the world is just completely against us. Like, you just have no luck because nothing's going your way. Like, I felt that plenty of times this year until I realized that, just the more I wait and just really grasp the life lesson that was, meant to be given, like with these certain setbacks, that's when things really started to get better. Like, my comeback started to come. And then I realized in the end, all of this happened for a reason. It happened because, I wasn't really understanding the lessons, that were trying to be given for me, the stuff that was literally right in front of me. So it's like we have to go through certain things for us to really grow and, yeah, shit like that. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, and then my next biggest lesson would have to be that patience and persistence is key. I know I talked about patience a little bit earlier, but yeah, I had to learn that when things aren't working out, that doesn't mean to just give up and accept failure. It just means that something in my plan is flawed. I need to take a step back and just analyze which step in my plan is wrong. Sometimes God stops certain decisions in our plans from happening because they'll stop us from reaching bigger, or will have a negative effect in the long run. You feel me? So, and just to give like an example of when I experienced this, I'll have to say, okay, so let's go back, last year. Well, actually, that was like earlier this year. My bad. I was working this 9 to 5 job or whatever. And, I was just getting fed up, tired of it. Like, it was messing with my mental health. And, I was applying to this other, fast food job, 9 to 5 job again. Like, it wouldn't have had the same effect in the long run. And, I didn't end up getting the job in the end. So it's like, dang, I'm just like, why couldn't I have gotten this? They pay better and everything, at least it won't be here at this job. But it's like, I remember one day I just eventually ended up quitting the 9 to 5 job that I was working at. And from there, I just decided, like, no, I'm not doing this ever again. I do not want to work for anybody again, especially dealing with all the customers and stuff like that. I just don't have the patience for it. It's like I got to the point where I would rather work 24 hours for myself than work 8 hours for somebody else. I'm just working to, continue to make their dreams, stay alive instead of working towards my own. Like, no, that's not how we're going to be living. No. So that really led me to actually starting my own business in this. Now I've even started my own YouTube channel, something I thought I would never do, but I know, it's gonna lead me to bigger and better. Like, yeah. So, though I was sad about it, it ended up, working out well for me in the long run. And, I just thank God for that. Thank God from from keeping me from going to just another toxic workspace, So it's like we have to try to stay as positive as possible and not really question God as much, you feel me? And then with that leads me into my next biggest lesson. While, you're receiving all of these, good things and whatnot, when God is blessing you with these things, you really need to stay humble, because just as quickly as you gain is as quickly as you can lose. We just be getting a little too happy, a little too full of ourselves. And it's like, we have to remember how grateful we are. Like, I'm over here all sad sometimes, not really getting the results that I want, especially in the time span that I want. But I have to remember, like, girl, you're blessed. You literally have a laptop right here, a phone, a camera, the ability to buy all these different foods and stuff. You have the ability to even attempt to pursue what you're doing right now. And a lot of people don't even have stuff like that. And I remember also earlier this year, I ended up losing my taste and smell. Thank God it wasn't COVID, but yeah, and that just really also made me really, get that life lesson. Like, man, you don't know what you got until it's gone. So stay grateful for what you have. For real, like, it's people out here that aren't even eating, They're breaking their necks trying to figure out what they're going to eat the next night, or the same night that they wake up, the same day. So humble yourself, for real. So yeah, and then my last life lesson would have to be that people need to learn how to take accountability. And people also includes, myself. Like, I really learned how to do that this year. I really didn't notice how much, I would lack in that department. Like, I would always just see everybody else around me as the problem, when in the end, you have to realize when you're in these same situations with people, you just keep getting uncool with them or whatever. Yeah, sometimes in that case, it can be the other person, but it's like you have to step back and analyze yourself. Analyze, am I doing something wrong? Is there something wrong with me? Or just trying to see things from both perspectives instead of strictly just your own, because that's selfish. This is a big part of, maturing. Like, you really need to see where you're right and wrong and admit to that. Like, don't be ashamed of it. We all make mistakes. So, yeah, these are all the biggest lessons that I learned this year. And I hope that it could possibly stick with y'all, hopefully you learn from me. But yeah, that pretty much completes this video right here. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys like the cupcakes that I made. This is my first time making them. So yeah, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think down below, and stay tuned for more, because we are posting every single week. And turn on that notification bell. So bye guys. Love you.